what we're becoming is the world's largest banana republic. So let's talk about banana republics because everybody knows the word, but doesn't really know what it means for the most part, unless you're a freaking geek like me.
Yes.
The term banana republic describes a struggling country whose economy depends on exporting natural resources, particularly agriculture, hence the banana, to larger, wealthier nations. These countries are politically unstable, making them susceptible to worker exploitation, government corruption, and foreign control. While banana republic used to be a commonplace term in political science, it's considered derogatory today. So the United States is not a banana republic. It is behaving like a banana republic, but it is not a banana republic.
No, it is.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
We're exporting agricultural products to other countries to stay alive and taking money from other countries.
Well, we do export a lot of food.
What we export is money.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We export money and influence.
Yes. We have been exporting billions and billions of dollars.
Well, let's just be honest, though. When you're rounding people up for simply being somewhere on January 6th,
yes.
Throwing them in solitary confinement,
yep,
trumped up charges.
Yes.
Literally, the trumped up charge literally means trumped up charge now because they trumped up charges on Trump.
Oh, Trump got trumped up on trumped up charge.
Yes.
Did not see that coming.
I did not see that coming either.
I like that.
All right. So we've got that whole angle going on. All right.
Yeah.
We all know that the Epstein thing was a huge blackmail farm. Somebody set that up so they can have.
It's run by MI6 and Israeli intelligence.
Yeah. So they can basically
that's well known.
Manage and deal with any of these people that showed up there if they got in the way for anything that they wanted to do. My thing is this. If this gets dynamic, we're going to wind up with some version of Adolf.
Yeah.
That's just, you're going to wind up with a super liberal Adolf who will become a tyrant and do similar things, or you're going to get a super conservative Adolf, which will do the exact same thing, but to the opposite party. And we have hundreds of millions of people stuck between those 2 points who are going to be victims in this whole thing.
Yeah.
Because in any civil war, a majority of the people in that country are nothing but victims.
Or bystanders.
Well, you can be a bystander while, your house is destroyed. You're still a victim.
During the Civil War, people would actually pack picnics, find hilltops,
yes,
and watch battles.
In the beginning, until it got really nasty and they decided not to do that.
Decided they shouldn't do that, probably.
Because, the first Civil War, people thought it was like the Revolutionary War where people stood in lines and had very limited range for their muskets. The Civil War with rifled cannons, everyone had a rifle. You're talking, was a 62
caliber,
62 caliber, 270 grain slug could kill a dude at 3.5 clicks.
I don't know.
Yeah, you put up 45 degrees. That has so much energy at the end. Even if you hit it hits you on the downstroke, you're going down.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that. I had no idea it was that powerful.
Wow. A lot of the Civil War rifles, you could hit a man-sized target in the chest area.
Yeah.
500 to 800 meters.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Oh, I'm a gun guy.
You are a gun guy. That's
sorry.
I've completely lost the track. Where the
I'm just saying.
We just went down the Civil War path.
But that's the thing is that is where this is heading. That's why I took us there.
I agree. So I want to define some terms real quick because everybody throws these terms around and doesn't really understand what they are. And this isn't for those of us who already know, but this is for the people who are listening that like to go, oh, it's going to be fascism. We've got Nazis everywhere. Okay, listen to me. Terms matter. What we obviously have is globalists and communists. This is a Bolshevik. The Bolsheviks were globalist communists. It's their entire agenda. One homogenized mud race under an elite rulership that doesn't mix race with everything out there and become a mud race. That's literally what they're planning. Nazis and fascists are ultra-nationalists. Okay, if we had Nazis or fascists, we'd all be singing God Bless America while shoving Mexicans and Jews into boxcars. Okay, that's how that works. Ultra nationalists want to preserve their nation. Ultra globalists don't have a concept of a nation. They don't want a concept of a nation because they have a ruling elite and a dirt class. Guess which one you are? If you're
Yeah.
not living in Davos or the Hamptons, you're probably not the ruling elite.
You're dirt like me.
You're the dirt class.
I'm a dusty throwaway.
Me too.
Yep.
I like being dirt, though.
Yeah,
I
I never seem to really. I did pretty good being a dusty dirt guy.
Anyway, fascism, Bolshevism, ultranationalism, ultra globalism. We're dealing with ultra globalism. Don't use the wrong words. Words matter. Words have power. That's how the Bolsheviks get to us. Look at how they've managed to polarize everything from the concept of the word man and woman. You can't even say the word woman without a getting upset.
Are you talking about the loose gay but twerking queer community in America?
I may be.
Yes.
It's
and
possible.
that's all their words.
Yeah.
So if you're going to take me out of context,
Yes.
they all say those words. I'm just repeating back what they say. When
They hate it when we do that. They really hate that. So learn to use words, learn to use the correct words when it comes to this. Now, in the case of the Banana Republic, in this constitution of this small maritime banana republic was a forgotten section that provided for the maintenance of a navy. This provision, with many wiser ones, had laid inert since the establishment of that republic. Anchuria, a fictional country in a book, had no navy and no use for one. It was characteristic of Don Sabas, a man at once merry, learned, whimsical, and audacious, that he should have disturbed the dust of this musty and sleeping statute to increase the humor of the world by so much as a smile from his indulgent colleagues. The book Cabbages and Kings that they're talking about here is the first time a banana republic was mentioned, really, and it doesn't quite fit America. What we have is Bolshevik 1917.
the thing is when this thing kicks off, it's going to be on steroids.
Yes,
because there are so many people out there who have weapons.
yes,
and rightfully so. And one of the reasons the Second Amendment is number 2 on the list is the First Amendment is supposed to bring attention to people of the corruption. The Second Amendment is to take steps if the corruption is not stopped.
Yeah.
And if you give any country enough time, they will go off the rails. It happens throughout all of history. Every single empire or government, if it goes on long enough, implodes and becomes a murderous hive of scum, villainy, and death. Am I wrong?
No, you're absolutely.
The fall of Rome, that was
Yeah.
incredibly fucked up.
Yeah.
We've had, there's some.
I could do an entire show.
Yeah,
on
we're not.
Fall of Rome,
That's another rabbit hole
off the top of my head.
Yeah, we don't want to go down that hole.
Probably not want to go down that hole. So everybody's looking at this whole Trump thing. Oh, he'll get on the appeal, and we'll just vote harder, and blah blah. I'm going to be honest, folks. I don't know if we're going to make it to an election.
Yes,
I honest to God don't know if we're going to make it to an election.
All right. Question.
Yeah.
You can vote yourself into socialism and communism. How do you get out of it?
We didn't vote ourselves in.
Oh, yeah. You get out, you have to shoot your way out.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's the only way out.
And listen, I don't want that to happen.
No.
I'm not calling for that at all. Nope. I'm just telling you how this is going to go down. Because when you leave a major blue city in most of the states in this country, the minute you go outside the city limits, Trump flags everywhere.
Yeah.
Meaning they grow our food. The Trump supporters or people supporting the conservatives and reality grow your food, control your water.
Yes.
I mean, literally control everything. And I've covered this in one of my Civil War videos where it's going to be the rural against the cities. The cities are fucked.
The cities don't have anything. They'll try to raid it first.
Yes.
But they'll be cut short. Look, where I live, I have already mapped out a 15-mile radius of where I want the choke points.
Yeah.
So that the cityites can't get to the rural area.
The cityites. I got to write that down. That's going in the book.
Seriously, I have mapped out the MSRs.
Yeah.
I've
That
mapped
stands
out.
for main service roads.
That's correct. Main supply routes. I have mapped out the air routes. I have mapped out potential airfields. We have an airfield in our area.
Mhm.
Not big enough to land anything bigger than maybe a 12-seater, something like that. But helicopters could easily get in.
The helicopters can land in a basketball court.
Yeah, I know. I'm aware.
I've seen it.
Yeah, it's fair.
Mhm.
I've mapped out where roving bands might try to get in through the side roads, the straight roads. Every state basically has some straight roads to it that go back and forth, and they're old.
North,
usually.
south,
They're
east,
not-
and west.
Yeah, they're not perfectly straight, but everybody knows you can go up and down these roads. I've looked at that in a 15-mile radius around the rural area where I live in, and if shit goes sideways, I'm going to take a bunch of guys that I know who have farming equipment, and we're going to go dig some revetments, and
Obstacles?
put some dragon's teeth down.
Yeah.
And basically get some obstacles in
A
there.
couple of arbutuses?
Yeah.
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 That's where you blow trees up and they fall in the road in some annoying pattern that's hard to clear.
Exactly.
And then if it really gets super dynamic, then you mine that.
Well, I was just about to say those areas that are suitable for airstrips in any way, shape, or form may or may not have tannerite.
Yes.
So that it's just cratered, so that you just can't put your aircraft down on it. And the chances are the Sidiots aren't going to have anything like a helicopter or anything like that.
Not in the beginning, no.
But I still want to be able to impede that sort of air traffic. And yes, I've created an entire defensive overlay for the region that we live in because we're the farm community, and right around 40% of Michigan's agriculture
Mhm.
comes out of where I live.
Oh, really?
Yes. Right around 40%.
Yeah, you know
So
what?
That's something to defend.
Well, this area, the only thing I've really mapped out is how to get the hell out of here on foot.
Yeah.
And basically, the power lines, they go all the way up to like 30, 42-mile road.
Yeah.
And once you get that far, you're outside the...
Get a bicycle with wide tires, dude.
Yeah.
It'll get you 20 miles away, and then you can worry about it from there.
Yeah, I probably have to figure that out.
Watch Grunt Speak live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to join Pop for Supporter Sundays, go to redonkulous.com/donate and make a monthly pledge. A link is in the Meat Gazer box.